How many of us can claim to have been back in work mode just 3 hours after giving birth? Well, Nicola Cook is a motivational expert, a writer and a mum. Nicola, how would you describe your life?
Fun, fast-paced, jam-packed, but absolutely, totally fulfilling.
So tell me a little bit about what it's jam-packed with.
I like to be busy, that's certainly for sure. You know, I love businesses. I mean, I have two main passions in life. One is business and one is people. So all of the things that I'm involved with combine those two. So I just love what I do.
You haven't always worked for yourself. How did that all come about?
Like most people, went through the route of getting a job and climbing the career ladder, and then I got a bit disillusioned really when I was in my early 30s. I had a major shift in my life. My first marriage ended in divorce, and that gave me an opportunity really to reassess exactly who I was, what I was about, what I wanted to do with my life. And it was at that point there that I thought, I want to be in charge of my own destiny here, and that was my real motivation really for starting my first business 6 years ago.
6 years ago, what's happened in that 6 years?
I'm now on to company number 3. I still have, none of them have gone out of business. I've written 2 books, I've remarried, I have a 3-year-old son, and life's really pretty good, pretty damn good. I wake up every morning and feel blessed.
Yes, I don't think I need to ask you what motivates you, but what's your philosophy then?
Well, I have a very strong belief, which is what my first book, A New You, was really based upon, is that success in life is 80% right mindset and 20% right skills and know-how. And as long as you make the decisions and you set the goals and you make those choices, the hows will work themselves out. And that's really my key. If I'm in a place where I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing next, or I'm not quite sure how it's all going to work out, I just focus on what it is that I want and what I want to create for myself and my family, and you take that first step and then you find the next one and you keep going.
I mean, anybody who runs their own business works extremely hard. How do you balance that with the partner and the child, and who has the most influence at home?
Well, I'm in quite a unique position because as my businesses have grown, we've made the decision that my husband's been able to actually give up his day job, and he was a civil servant, so he had quite a steady, stable job, and he supports me not in the business but just in our lives generally. So he's taken over the domestic role and the dropping off and the picking up, the taxi service, and kind of just making sure that things run really smoothly, which has been a huge help because it's meant that I can clear all that out of my mind and focus on the creativity and the driving the businesses forward.
What about the future then? What happens next?
More of the same, really. I mean, I kind of think if I died tomorrow, I'd die happy. I'd feel like I've fulfilled something in my life and I've left my mark on this world, and it will carry on. You know, my books and things and my family will carry on after I'm not here. But I love businesses, as I said, so I've got some new business ventures. I've got a new business that I've actually just launched 6 weeks ago, which is just in its infancy, and that's a marketing company, which is a new area for me, and I'm working with a business angel. So together what we're doing now is we're actually investing in other businesses and helping them grow, and I'm loving that process.
So things like enterprise, entrepreneurship and innovation have always been there in the background, but they're very much at the forefront now. Those are presumably all philosophies that you support.
Yeah, definitely. More books. Definitely want to write some more books. Like to extend my family if I can juggle all the balls and keep it all.
So success, define success for you. For some people it's money, for some people it's recognition.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, because if you'd asked me that question 2 years ago, I would have given you a very different answer, because at that time my vision and my goal was to grow a very big business. Big as in employing lots of people, big premises and so on. And I was into that route, and I did have quite a big staff at the time and a business that was growing, but it was struggling financially. And I had a real wrangle, when the credit crunch came along and actually sales fell, and like many businesses I had to make cuts and I had to let a lot of that go. And when I looked at it, what I realised is that I was defining my success by other people's model of what success is. So when I say I've got an amazing life now, and it's because I've taken the opportunity to reassess that, and for me success is exactly what I'm doing right now. I've got that work-life balance. I still have a lot of companies, a lot of activities, but a very, very, very lean, profitable business. And that's the model that I want to continue to grow. So it gives me that flexibility that if I want to spend time with my family, or if I want to take 6 weeks out and write a book or do something, then I can.
Setting up your own business is a very scary prospect for most people. Were you scared? What advice would you give to anybody setting out?
Totally petrified. I mean, learning curve like this, there's so many what if questions. You know, what if this happens? What if that goes wrong? What if I lose everything? And my way of dealing with it at the time was I just kept working all of those through to like, well, what is the worst that could happen? And providing I got back to whatever that answer was, and I thought, well, I could handle that if that happened, then that fear kind of goes away. So, you know, well, what if the business didn't work? Well, I could always get a job. Or what if I couldn't get the kind of job I wanted? Well, I'd get a job. You know, and as long as I could get a job doing anything, then that would provide me for the interim until I then moved on. And that was how I overcame any fears of actually taking that first step.
I think you've proved you just go out and grab it with both hands.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Nicola, thank you.
Thank you.